Hey soldiers, you are on your own. I cannot stress that to you enough. Now here we sit on the eve of another presidential election. Things are going to change. Everything's going to be better, right? This is the most important election in the history of the United States since the last one, right? Look, nothing's going to change for the better, guys. You're on your own. If you're here as a soldier of finance, I trust that whether you are left-leaning or right-leaning, and we do have both on this channel, I'm proud to say that this particular platform is one of the places where people of differing opinions can come and still engage in reasonable dialogue and debate, all right? And there are a lot of left-leaning folks that I talk to in the comments, and they are just reasonable people, okay? Same with the right-leaning folk, okay? Because I don't always lean right? So I love that. But we're on our own, okay? And I'm going to show that to you, and I'm going to talk about some ways that you're going to need to really adjust things if you're not already, okay? We all have work to do. In order to stay on the road to economic independence in a nation where our representatives are marginalized or they just don't give a damn about you at all, okay? Do you remember Chuck Schumer, one of the most powerful people in America, sitting U.S. Senator? Remember when he said this?
Let me ask you, I don't know if you have seen this. I don't want to blindside you with this. This is the latest statement, latest tweet, as you were just saying, the president-elect's latest unsolicited pronouncement on the intelligence community. This was his tweet just a little while ago tonight. You see the scare quotes there. The intelligence briefing on so-called Russian hacking was delayed until Friday. Perhaps more time needed to build a case. Very strange. We're actually told, intelligence sources tell NBC News since this tweet has been posted, that actually this intelligence briefing for the president-elect was always planned for Friday. It hasn't been delayed. But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
So basically, Chuck Schumer just admitted on national TV that he is scared of a portion of the bureaucracy of the United States of America. The nameless, faceless, unaccountable, you can't vote them out. I don't know anyone at the CIA. At least I don't think I know anyone at the CIA. But you can't call them. There's no complaint lines. You call them and say, hey, look, that thing you guys did back in the 80s where you pumped drugs into the inner city in order to finance the whole Iran-Contra thing, I don't like that. I don't want to talk to... No, you're not going to do that. In fact, you can't even go to your senator, as Chuck Schumer just illustrated. You can't even go to your senator and have that conversation because they're not taking that anywhere, all right? Because, as he said, you don't want to mess with the CIA. You don't want to mess with the intelligence apparatus. You also don't want to mess with the IRS, okay? Look at back the Lois Lerner scandal during the Obama administration. You had the IRS, another bureaucracy, come out and say, oh, you want a 501c3 to focus on conservative issues? No, not happening. Okay? Bureaucracy's been doing this for a long, long time, right? Now you've got the Department of Justice that's saying, all you parents that are pissed off about what's going on in your school systems, what the hell's wrong with you? We're going to start looking into you, okay? So you had parents who were going to school board meetings complaining about certain material in the coursework. And the FBI actually followed up on these people and probably are still doing that. Again, another bureaucracy. And when you reach out to politicians, and this should be Democrat, Republican, Independent, should all say that is beyond the pale. If you come out and you make a statement that's obviously threatening, okay, to life, limb, property, all right, sure, then you're a person that, maybe we should take a look. But if you're saying, hey, I don't like this book that little Johnny is reading in the school system, let me read a few passages out of it for you, school board members, so that you will understand where I'm coming from. And you get a knock on the door from the FBI? Chilling, okay? So this is where we're at. The politicians are being marginalized. They're being exposed as nothing more than the actors on the stage. But the bureaucracy, more and more, they're the producers, they're the writers, they're the directors. Key grip, best boy, okay? That's the bureaucracy. And I don't see that changing no matter who becomes president. So, what does that look like long term? Well, things are going to get worse in America. They're not going to get better. Let's define worse. Let's keep it in our, realm economically. Okay, we're going to continue to spend money because another bureaucracy, the military industrial complex, they hold big time sway. Okay, we spend more than the next 10 countries combined, all right, on defense. And, hey, look, we're in this thing lately here where we're giving away money and defense and armaments to another country, Ukraine. And a lot of the American people don't like it because we've got domestic problems that the money could go to, right? But they'll tell you, oh, well, it's allocated in this budget and this, that, and they'll try to confuse you. The point of the matter is money is fungible. The U.S. dollar is fungible, so I can spend it here on a domestic program if I, take it from this bucket that was meant for defense. It's not, they don't print up US dollars and say this dollar is meant to spend on the defense industry. But we've identified, just in the few short minutes we've been on here, the domestic law enforcement, FBI, the intelligence apparatus, okay, NSA, CIA, God knows what else, right? And even the IRS, right? This is pervasive, okay? The defense industry. You think that you are going to use your vote and some politician is going to respect that vote more than all of this money that is flowing through these agencies, all of the power, influence, and, these agencies also have the ability to sit down and craft up narratives that might put you out of office sooner rather than later, if you're lucky, could result in charges of a criminal nature. Look at Donald Trump, okay? Now, when Chuck Schumer made that statement, he was saying, look, Trump, you need to back off because, man, I'm telling you, these intelligence folks, they don't mess around. And what happened immediately thereafter? Russian collusion, which we've learned was trumped up, no pun intended, by the intelligence agencies, global intelligence apparatus, and deep state figures. Yes, I use that term because it does exist. Deep state is a euphemism for these folk who are in the bureaucracy or connected, adjacent, government adjacent people like Hillary Clinton, who have been there for a long, long time, the Bushes, okay, the Cheneys, okay. It doesn't just, this thing goes beyond party affiliation, guys, all right. So you're on your own. How does that look? Well, we know we're going to continue to spend money, okay. The defense industry, that apparatus we talked about in the bureaucracy, they're going to continue to gobble up large sums of money. Now, where does the United States get its money from? It's not like in the old days where, you used to march on another nation and, you used to take the spoils of war and add it to the treasury. No, you're the enemy. You. So as a taxpayer, you're getting hit. You're going to get hit with higher taxation, okay? Now, I want to stress something about the IRS. In certain socioeconomic classes, middle class and below, we're taught that the IRS is an adversary. We got to break out of that mindset. The IRS is a bureaucracy, okay? They do not care about you, but there are rules throughout the Internal Revenue Code that allow you, that help you to build wealth. Why is that? Well, primarily because rich people write these rules, all right? And they can't say, this is for me. No, they got to write it for everyone. So we need to change our mindset and be very cautious when dealing with the IRS. And how does that look? Well, you need to pay your taxes. Some people are getting into this mindset where they're saying, well, I don't see why I gotta pay taxes because the government's not serving me. Look, buddy, it's just a sad fact of life. No, they're not serving you. Okay, they're not helping you at all. The government is full-blown mafia. Okay, and they stopped by your little shop, and they said it'd be a shame if something happened to this nice shop you have here. So you need to pay us some protection money. Protection from who? From us. Uh, and as long as you do that, you'll be okay. So you got to pay your taxes because we're talking about independence here. We're talking about you being on your own, okay? And doing the things you need to do to make sure you and your family achieve and maintain financial independence, right? Even in this crazy, evolving global economy. So it's not going to help you to be locked up in a jail cell because you evaded taxation. It's not going to help you if the IRS says, all right, you didn't pay these taxes, so we're going to hit you with fines and fees. And you still owe us the money. Okay, that ain't going to help you. So pay your taxes. Get with your tax planner and learn about all the wonderful things that are in that tax code that allow you to build wealth. In fact, what you can do is you can hit that join button and become an officer in our officers club, and we go over things like that. We dive deeply into these asset classes and learn about the practical steps that we should be taking in order to build wealth. Now, let's move on from the money piece to another aspect of you being on your own. And I'm going to point myself out here, okay? I am guilty of going to Dunkin' Donuts and getting a large caramel, or depending on the season, summertime now, butter pecan iced latte with the whipped cream and an extra shot of espresso and 2 donuts. I do that maybe 3 times a week, okay? I know damn well that as I get older, and the fact that I'm a black guy, I'm susceptible to things like diabetes and high blood pressure. Okay, we suffer with that at a higher propensity than other cultures in the nation, other ethnicities rather, in the nation. So I know this, all right? So if I contract diabetes or high blood pressure, guess who's to blame? That's right, me. So I've started to change my evil ways and watch my diet, okay? You've got to do that because health is wealth. Diabetes leads to, in some cases, having to get dialysis. Can you imagine you're out there trying to build wealth? You got to go to some dialysis place for, I think it's like 3 hours a day. All right. I don't have enough time in the day with the 24 hours that I'm granted. I got to sleep sometime, right? Got to eat. Okay. But I'm out here trying to create, trying to build. I can't be laying up in a dialysis center for 3 hours. Okay. At least. I can't afford to have, appendages cut off because that is sometimes an end result of diabetes. So what I'm saying is your health is your wealth, guys. You're on your own. You need to worry about that. And you need to care for it because as this country's dollar starts to decline more and more and more, we're going to see entitlement programs like Social Security, Medicare, okay, it's supposed to be that part of the social safety net that helps you when you are outside of a company, you're retired, and now you still need health care covered, okay? Medicare is what you'll need for that. Is it going anywhere? Probably not anytime soon, but are you willing to bet your life on Medicare lasting for the duration of your life? Okay, are you willing to bet your life that they're not going to raise the cost associated with that program? All right. And then God help you if you have to go on Medicaid. That's a state program. And you basically have to impoverish yourself before you qualify. God knows we don't want that to happen because this is the Soldiers of Finance channel, right? So what you need to do is stay on the path, okay? Remember that old movie, American Werewolf in London? Great movie. Stay on the path, okay? Don't deviate. Continue to stack assets, all right? No president is going to help you. All right, I don't care if Donald Trump does get elected. Donald Trump is not a spring chicken, okay? So him or Biden will be in there for another 4 years, and then we're going to get something, depending on your perspective, worse than them, all right? Meanwhile, they want you to focus on the president, They want you to focus on these goofy ass Congress people you see on, all these TV shows. But they're not the ones that are actually running things. People like Anthony Fauci, who was in government for 40 years, those are the people that are running things. You would have never known who the hell Fauci was if COVID hadn't happened. He'd done a good job of remaining behind the scenes, okay? So that's what's going on. That's who is running the show, guys. They don't care one whit about you. Don't fall for that. Come around to your church, kiss a few babies. If you're a Democrat politician, you got to go into a black church and you got to affect the black dialect like Hillary did. I don't feel no ways tard. I come too far. You got to do that. Can you imagine if they went to an Asian church and did that? Can you imagine that? Okay. I don't know why black people, we're the only ones that put up with that. Okay. We're the only ones that don't stand up and say, what the hell are you doing? They're going to put y'all back in chains. Remember Biden said that? And look, pandering, get some of that on both sides of the aisle. But as far as what we're talking about today, this has just been a Sunday rant before I start getting my work done. You are on your own. Act like it. Okay? Stack assets. Totally reject this BS consumer culture. Okay? These ads that want you to buy the latest. I didn't even know these people were advertising. It was a cologne, and it was like, what the hell's going on in this commercial here? Okay, there were guys in these, like the 80s European get-ups and doing the Zoolander thing. It was weird as hell. And I'm like, even if I like the smell of this crap, I don't want to identify with these weirdos, okay? Totally reject the consumer culture. Reject it, okay? Come out from among them. You become more powerful and you become more influential in your unit when you reject all of the things, or as many of them as you can, that the society is trying to make you believe are important, okay? Like this presidential election. It ain't important. Nothing's going to change in your life, okay? Not in the near term, not by the actions of the president. Now, sure, the deep state, the bureaucracy may instruct him or her to go and advance an initiative, sure. But even if they don't like it, they're still going to do it. Because like Chuck Schumer said, basically you don't want to mess with the bureaucracy, okay? Just do their bidding, and you can be like me, Chuck Schumer. Look at me, I'm always on TV. I'm very, very wealthy. Yeah, I sold out. To hell with the American people. That attitude is pervasive. It persists throughout the United States government, okay? So we're no different from any other banana republic that exists. Guys, listen, what I want you to do now is I want you to check out a video we did on the rejection of BlackRock. Okay, BlackRock has all these woke policies that they make companies abide by, but we got some competition coming where a fund is being set up that's going to focus on EIG, not ESG. Find out what EIG means. Watch the video, guys. I'll talk to you soon.